Honestly, did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That wavers your say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in teen, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Monopod Studios. I am Karen Russmore. Pronouns are he, him, and welcome back to the stream that is All That Glitters Explodes, where we are playing the Starfinder Adventure Path of... one week I'll get this all right. We're playing Fly Free or Die. There we go. I will be the GM for this evening, and as always, we are joined by the crew of the Fool's Gold. I shall allow them to reintroduce themselves, starting off with Flimsy.
Hello, I'm JT264, pronouns he, him, playing Flimsy the Dwarf Mechanic, pronouns also he, him. And Flimsy's worried about the words slightly illegal in the upcoming contract.
Hi everyone, I am Krifu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him, but my character's pronouns are she, her. She is Yeva, the Sarkeesian corporate agent witch warper, who, she's a lot more comfortable with slightly illegal these days.
Yo, I'm Great Commissions. I'm playing Trix, Space Pirate Extraordinaire, pronouns are she, they. Trix is confused why Flimsy is worried about slightly illegal contraband when we literally carted 50 tons of black hearts across the system.
Good point.
I'm Jahir, pronouns he, him, and I'm retroed in real life, pronouns he, him, who is a Kasatha soldier. And Jahir is hoping that illegal is just banana, spelled differently.
It's an anagram somehow.
Yeah, in a different language.
Yes, sorry, I'm a bit distracted trying to get stuff set up here. So, where the story so far? Well, pretty much just what happened last week. We started off.
You want to do pack facts first?
Oh yeah, we do want to do pack facts first.
I almost got out of it, but you know, we're gonna throw you a bone there.
Well, the thing is, somebody else would remember, and we'd end up having to do it afterwards, and everything gets confusing. So yeah, as always, somebody wants to check.
Hexcrit thinks I'm muted, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'm muted.
Not for me.
We can hear you.
Can the stream hear
No,
you?
I can hear you on the stream.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Hexcrit.
Guys.
He's just tuned your voice out.
Yeah, good. We're all fine on that front. Anyway, so yes, back to the top. As always, we have pack facts for you this week, and this week's pack facts are on a subject that I'm not sure, so passing it over to Trix.
The subject, my dear GM, is the Marixa Republic. I have been saying that for several hours, still cannot say it properly. Which is a similar conglomerate to the Veskarium Empire and the Pact Worlds. It consists of Pact World colonists that dispersed far and wide both before and during the gap, which settled originally on the planet of Marixa. Yes. Which is very Galarian-like. So as such, it's populated largely by humans, half-elves, half-orcs, hobgoblins, and they consider the place pretty much a paradise, probably because it reminds them of home so much, even though... I wonder if they can even remember home. After the gap, however, Marix's inhabitants realised just how isolated they were, considering in their tiny little system there's only 2 planets that are inhabitable. There's another 2 that are dead, and the rest are just gas giants. So they ended up teaming up with their neighbouring planet, Kismata, and formed the beginning of the Marixa Republic. With its growing strength as the government has expanded to colonize and further 8 worlds beyond the Marixa system, each new acquisition providing new space for the Republic's increasing diverse populace, from the planetary seascape of Flentil to the heavy gravity and methane atmosphere of Tekik 3, spelt with a silent P. Though considered a paradise, it is home to several. Well, though Marixa is considered a paradise, it is home to several endemic insects that have grown and evolved swiftly to exploit both the Marixa farming industry. However, due to their size, numbers, and appetites, they pose an even greater threat to its citizens, which makes you wonder just how big they are. With its steady success over the past few centuries, the Marixa Republic fancies itself as equal to the Pact Worlds and the Viscarium, even though it commands only a modest fraction of either entity's military and political might. The Pact Worlds remains on cordial terms, though the Pact Council grows weary of Marixa's posturing. Meanwhile, the Viscarium just openly laughs at the notion that the denizens of the Marixa Republic could ever be peers to their empire. Currently, the Republic finds itself expending most of its military might, which isn't that great, fighting the Gideon Authority, which are contesting the Republic's control of the Eclata system, and specifically the planet Sansogis, there we go, in particular due to the supposed hobgoblin runes found on the planet.
Was that where we were? We were on that world, were we? Is it just another world where that's happening?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
man.
a quite common affair. The Gideon Empire are quite military heavy. Well, they're quite proactive in
Proactive.
there's ruins on planets and trying to take them over.
Yeah, they believe that anywhere where there are hobgoblin ruins, that is theirs by birthright.
There's a Starfinder adventure. You're hired by the Gideon Authority to go plant some ruins somewhere.
Oh, jeez. Wait, so you're telling me there's a chance we're gonna run into the Gideon Authority again here?
That's what I heard.
That we can always run into the Gideon Authority. We did kind of screw them over.
Yeah, I suppose we did. Yeah,
A little bit.
we did the right thing.
Should that happen, we just give them flimsy as a peace token and run.
Sacrifice, yeah.
Mhm.
Not more hobdogs, please.
I love that the Pact Worlds is like, yeah, okay, you're cool, but can you stop being so much?
It's like, all right, we get it, we get it. Yeah, just, okay.
These guys.
Mhm.
It's funny I've not heard. I mean, it kind of fitting as well. I've not heard of them before last week's adventure. I'd heard of the Vescarium long before I'd done any adventuring in the Vescarium, but I've not heard of them until last week, which is quite funny that it fits really well with the idea that they think they're as big as the Pact Worlds and Vescarium, but they're just super not.
They're just not.
There is actually some Starfinder scenarios surrounding the Gideon Empire, which is one of them interesting ones, because you have to go to this world that's not part of the Gideon Empire, but as part of the Starfinder Society. And the Starfinder Society give you a package which was to allow for diplomatic immunity enforced, because if you invoke this package, basically it's saying that the Pact World is going to go to war with the Gideon Empire.
No shit. I'd heard of the Marixa Republic before, because the Refold conspiracy starts in near space, in a space station that like is a go-between point between Pact Worlds and near space. And so I had a character who was coming from, they looked up near space and they were like, yeah, I'm coming from the Marixa Republic, and kind of explained a little bit to me about it. So I was just like, okay, I guess it's just some thing out there, But the whole Galarian-like planet is very interesting to me, actually.
Don't let them hear you call it, I guess there's some packed world thing.
It's something out there. Yeah, cool.
Excuse
thinking
me,
of,
we are a force to be reckoned with our tiny military might.
I just keep thinking of Gideon, the baddie from Scott Pilgrim. That's what I'm just picturing.
Yeah, they sent a very small contingent of ships to help fight the swarm, but the ships never actually saw any action. So whether that's them just saying, we sent you ships, it's not our fault if they didn't arrive in time, or they're just lying, is unclear.
Ships are in the post.
We shall form the rear guard.
Well, I should have been using this time to recall mentally what happened last week. I
Giving you so many chances.
It's because I'm so riveting.
But no, I vaguely remember what happened last week, which was you basically started off facing off against two BCM maulers that were largely unmarked and were trying to hunt down the Winter Morn, where you had just escorted Stoneblood onto to try to escape the Vescarium interests. A starship combat ensued, and with that you succeeded and drove off the BCM maulers, buying the Wintermorn enough time to get out of there. After that, you returned to the Vescarium worlds to explain pretty much what had happened. You ultimately decided to confide in Fireheart everything that you had discovered truthfully and honestly, trying not to cover anything else up, as it were. And had a discussion with Fireheart about the existence of the Ardent Scale, I want to say.
Yep.
And
The adamant scale.
Yes.
Adamant?
yeah, the Adamant Scale. There we go. Oh yeah, Ardent is a World of Warcraft thing. The Adamant Scale, who are a shadow organization within the Vescarium, operating in what they humbly believe to be the best interests of the Vescarium, although most people believe that it is a myth and or fictional organization, because even Fireheart isn't convinced that they exist. But you've not been penalized by the Vescarium. Fireheart believe you did everything that you could, and you managed to convince them that maybe, just maybe, Stoneblood wasn't entirely to blame for the Hellfire toxin incidents that have been occurring. With that, you set off. Did you set off anywhere, or did you just get a phone call? Oh no, you got a call off Tarika while everything else was going on. And to recap,
Confuse things.
because confuse things, Tarika appears on the screen with a wide smile. Look at my little den of kittens, all grown up, tough as nails, bounty hunters. Listen, while you're all flying around on the Vescarium dime, an old friend of mine called up, looking for a hand. Her name is Yaraxo Resmin, and she's a storm runner flying her ship Wild Magic through the gases of Vesk 5 to catch star metal that's ejected out of the planet's core. Now, storm running is illegal, but we don't let a little thing about like law get in between us and paycheck now, do we? All Trex needs a ship to transport her hull from Vesk 5 to the bazaar, to a bazaar in the Mariax Republic. Mariaxa Republic, far beyond the reach of the Veskarium. I told her you'd be perfect, and send you in the coordinates to Quaritsk, the Formian colony on Vesk 5 that Trax works out of. She'll meet you there. And then you did all the other things that we discussed, blah, blah, blah. And now you need to go off to Vesk 5.
Vesk 5, yeah. The gas planet.
I
The rainbows
assume
on it.
we've been told what our contact looks like at the very least.
I mean, I'll give it to you. It's one of them where it's like, you don't need to know what they look like. The ship's a wild magic. It's hard to miss. It's a ship that's called Wild
Research
Magic.
that individual. Some space Googling.
You can try to do some spoogling. Make me a computers and/or culture check.
No, check. Flimsy's Google first till better. Oh, not with the dice like that. A 17 from Flimsy.
You managed to find that they're a freelancer, just doing odd jobs. They own a small vessel, the Wild Magic. That is their profile picture.
I like that
Profile picture.
She looks
Nice
upset.
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get Stormrunner from that.
Got a coat on.
Maybe that's the point.
She looks cool.
Yeah, it really does.
They are a female Feychild gnome.
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, I've written their name down very differently.
Yeah, Traxo Resmi.
That's, that is one of my favourite games. Is I write the name down and then when it appears, how close did I get?
It's funny because it's all I read the name and it's all like my game is all like, how much am I gonna butcher this? What sometimes is impressive is I butcher it, yet you still manage to spell it correctly.
The Wild Magic.
Mm.
Now that is a cool sounding ship name. Not as great as the Fool's Gold, but
I was gonna say.
I like it.
Better
This,
than the Wintermorn.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Bit wild spelled with a Y instead of an R.
This storm running, has anybody heard of that before? How illegal do you think it might be?
Can I do some sort of check on that?
Yes. Make me a profession check.
Ooh. Hey, first roll of the day is nat 1, 15. I don't know, but it sounds cool.
You're a bit out of the game when it comes to smuggling. You've just been hanging around with these people who are just goody two shoes for a little bit too long. Yeah, this job will likely to be good for your reputation, if nothing else. But storm running is what am I looking for here? Oh, there we go. So yeah, the tumultuous atmosphere of Vesk 5 or another storm-ridden world has trained the people to be very aware. You know, the pretenses of the Veskarium have for it being illegal is on the side of it's for the safety of the populace. It is very dangerous. What makes it unique on Vesk 5 is it's ejecting this star metal. And star metals are useful in a lot of construction. Have we talked about star metals previously on Packed Facts?
We might have done back when we found a bunch in that hangar.
Yeah, we talked specifically about a very specific type of star metal.
Oh,
yeah,
New
maybe we
Yes.
didn't do a broader. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There's many different star metals that are useful in construction of weapons and ammunition that allow for specialist benefits as well as in armor. And these are pretty rare. So each payload is likely to be worth thousands of credits. As such, the Veskarian want to try to keep that for themselves and not let anybody just pick it up as a trade. So they try to make it out to be more dangerous than it potentially actually is, and is illegal for anybody to do, and is heavily controlled by the Veskarian. Whether that's because, it is actually as dangerous as they say, or it's the fact that they just want all the star metal for themselves. Rumors are abound.
It's not that I've not done a bit of smuggling in my own time here and there, but usually when I'm not on now a first name face-to-face basis with one of the members of the local constabulary, I guess bit of a low term for that, I guess.
Hey, what the Vesk don't know won't hurt 'em.
Yeah, maybe we can keep an eye out for patrols.
Unless it's the
keep our heads down.
adamant, unless it's the adamant scale, in which case them not knowing about the whole hellfire thing might hurt them.
True, Trix. Look, I think the last place that Fireheart and his cronies would expect us to go after doing such an important mission for them is the Vesk 5 for some light storm running.
Certainly not where I
It'll be
expected us to head
fun.
to.
You'll enjoy it.
I'll get
It's been a
the.
while since I've hit something, I must admit.
I mean, to be fair, you've not actually been contracted to do the storm running. You've been contracted to transport the spoils of storm running. So it's only mildly illegal.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
actually. Now that I've reviewed the request, it's actually not so bad at all.
It's only a misdemeanor.
I'll get the hull debuffer ready for when we no doubt get battered by storms.
Oh. You plotting Trix, you're plotting a course for Vesk 5?
Yes.
Conventional or drift travel?
We on
I
Vest
see.
3?
You're on Vesk 3, yeah.
Oh, I see drift.
Alright, roll me your D6.
3d6 or just one?
Just one.
2.
Nice.
Ooh. Trix improves with the colour.
And that image is... It's weird. I'm looking at it in a different book, and it's like it's mirrored for some reason. It makes absolutely no sense to mirror it.
The last picture was from 6 months ago when it was on the other side.
Rotates.
It's actually wrong in the book. It's right on Fantasy Grounds, and it's the wrong way around in the book.
Why is
The
there a
only way that I
compass,
can
not
tell
space?
is the compass rose in the corner. It's odd, but anyway. So yeah, it only takes you a day to arrive in orbit around Vesk 5.
Beautiful colours.
You see a massive lightning vortex nearby as you are heading for Quasrict. I gave you the one with the labels on there.
And it's mirrored, yeah, you're right.
Oh, no, we've just gone around the back of it.
Yeah, just looking the other way.
Quasit? Quarik risk.
This is why I didn't mention it in the Black Flag.
Quarist.
A forming colony on one of the asteroids. And you detect a massive lightning vortex nearby with swirls of rare minerals.
Are we going to these auroras? Is that where it's happening? Or is it just happening generally throughout the atmosphere?
Pardon?
Because these big, I assumed it was happening in these big auroras on the top and bottom of the planet. But I'm guessing that's not what the story is.
No, the star metal is coming from the planet's core and is ejected up through the storms. So you see the eternal rage.
White, like, yeah, Jupiter style perpetual storms.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Although it'd be, it's one of them where it's like the eternal rage would be suicidal for trying to do a storm running through the eye of that.
Challenge accepted. Yeah.
Most storm runners tend to go for the smaller storms that happen all over. Flimsy, can I have a computer check if you're currently in the science or officer position? Or
Yes.
maybe it'll be a Yeva doing a scan on them.
A scry.
A scribe, there we go.
Yeah, go for a scry.
Especially with the name Wild Magic, this whole planet kind of fascinates her as we're like maybe looking at it. She's definitely in the lab. +1 on this with the computers. Gives us a nice 17.
You can detect a Calvori Venture. One of the standard starships known throughout the Pact Worlds and beyond. Remaining stationary in the center of this storm. You can see that the ship has sustained damage and is pretty much drifting in the traditional sense, not in the drifts.
Okay, storm.
Hey,
It's identification, wild magic.
looks like I found our potential contractor, and their ship has gone inert in the middle of the storm off of the, I don't know, port side bow. She just made something up.
Space
Klingons,
boats, space
where?
bow.
No, I don't think anything's clinging onto our ship.
Can you see what's wrong with the ship? Is there anything, any clear damage, weapons fired?
My initial scans didn't pick up anything like that. Maybe if we get in closer, I can scry again. Scry again.
Can I get
You
us
don't
closer?
succeed.
You can attempt to go in closer if you wish. You could also try opening comms. That's a common starship practice.
Oh yeah.
No, not yet.
Is it?
It's called the wild magic.
There is a lot of interference and no video signal. Even the audio is choppy due to the ongoing storm. Who's there? I can't scan a damn thing in this vortex. I'd stay away if I was you. Turns out the storm is home to a lot more than flying rocks. A shard diver jumped us in the middle of a run. Can you believe it? Get out of here before it does the same to you.
Shard diver, was that?
What? You're breaking up. Come again.
So you have to immediately Google shard driver. Google.
Make me a computers check.
28 from Flimsy. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
And look on Google Images, guys. It's not good.
Diver.
I love it.
Shard divers are creatures the size of starships. Not big starships, but still starships. That tend to hunt in the swirling chaos of gas giants, feeding upon star metals and other precious minerals ejected from such planet cores. Extremely territorial, they attack competition on sight. Their jagged biometal protrusions on their heads and necks serve as their primary method of defense, and they propel themselves via bulbous storm sacs that radiate electromagnetic pulses along their elongated bodies.
Cool.
If we can get some storm sacks on the Fool's Gold.
That thing totally rams things.
Yeah, we could ram everything with those.
Well, it looks like our paycheck might currently be its lunch.
What do you do?
So should we go in and try and tow it out?
We got a grappling line on the Fool's Gold. Tractor beam.
I don't think so. I think if we were able to drive off the shark diver, then they could probably get time to do repairs on their own ship.
You also think, Flimsy, you could probably fashion something up in the engineering bay.
Ooh.
But immediate dangers.
Yeah. I'm going to do a little craft project, guys. Good luck with the...
We'll call you if we need you. We'll call you if we need you.
No, Flimsy is going to run down to engineer and get ready for...
As we get in closer, I don't know if we're going into... I was going to see if I could scan the creature. Scry it, rather.
Unfortunately, there is a lot of interference. Make me a mysticism check.
Got that +1 from the computers that we installed. 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20, and what's the DC again?
Ooh, for ship, for our ship, the DC is 11.
That doesn't sound right. 1 second, I need to bring up the same document that I brought up last week.
I need to change the music.
But yes, we are going to be entering Starship Combat yet again. Bet you weren't expecting that one, were you, Twitch?
No, I was.
Okay, so it's 5 plus 1.5 times the tier of the Starship being scanned. Okay, plus bonuses from defensive countermeasures. It's a creature that doesn't really seem to have any.
Perfect.
Oh. So that will be the first 4 pieces of information. So, basic information. Living crew complement 0. It is a creature. It is alive. The ship classification is a small starship, magical beast. Its speed is 10. Its maneuverability is good. However, its maneuverability is also bolstered if the shard driver starts its piloting phase inside the hexes of a vortex storm hazard.
Which it is.
Spoilers. And in which case it gets a bonus to its piloting and maneuverability.
Okay.
Its defenses. It's got a 16 AC, a 13 TL. Its total hit points is 32. Its current hit points is 32. It has no shields, I don't think. I've not seen shields. Nope, no shields.
Perfect.
And its PCU value, I don't think it gets one because it's a creature. I'm not
Go on,
seeing.
give us its heart rate.
Slow. Probably slow.
Could we have offense weapons, or at least one weapon? I think we have one thing left.
You got two things left. And I'm just going to give you the weapon loadout. It has the front horn, which is 1d4 plus ramming, and a star metal infusion.
Ooh.
It has a port attack, which does 1d4 damage plus a star metal infusion. And it's got a starboard attack, same thing. It's a spine, it's 1d4 per star metal infusion. What are star metal infusions, you may ask? When making a horn or spike attack, before the attack is rolled, the shard diver rolls 1d4 to determine the star metal infusing the attack and applying the effects from the table below. I'm not going to tell you the table below, but
Okay. So
I like that it has different options, though. That's pretty cool.
it is cool.
The range of all these touch, I guess, or whatever the equivalent is in
yes.
space. Okay.
Right. So as we're like flying in, Yeva's moving those crystals that are kind of hovering above this like computer terminal, and the data is being fed into the computer. And she's kind of like taking her mouse and just like highlighting key things. And she's like, Trix, of course, as always, try and stay away from it. And Jahir, shoot as many missiles as you can. Should be easier to hit than regular weapons.
Hey, gotcha.
Flimsy, I don't know. You do your.
I was going to fly us into the storm. Are we not doing that?
We get close, but don't touch. We can't let the shard diver touch us.
Maybe we can draw it out, send some missiles in, and keep ourselves outside of the storm.
Oh, that's a smart idea, also.
One
Trix
thing I
coming
will
to you in
say-
the bridge.
So, the first thing to do is determine where everybody is. I do believe Trix piloting seat. Yeva, magic officer.
I'm after scrying. I'm heading to the bridge.
Okay. Flimsy, science officer or engineering?
for now, I think.
Okay. And Jahir, guns.
Yep.
Is there a thing the science officer can do to help with targeting? Am I
The
misremembering that?
science officer can help with targeting, especially for scoring critical hits. If you check this, the
I'll
document
have a look
that
at the
got sent, it also allows you to do scans and do some sort of like analysis of what's going on out there.
Cool. We're not running away, so yeah, Flimsy will go into the science position for now. If that's all right. Not too late.
Because you might want to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. So yes, the Fool's Gold is in the top right. We've got the Wild Magic and Shard Diver in the center of the storm, along with some device that might have broken off the Wild Magic. You're not quite sure, but you can also see the edge of the storm, as it were. All right, first things first, engineers do engineering things. All right, moving right along to the next phase. I'm assuming that you guys don't have anything to do in the engineer. The engineering phase? No? Oh, okay. Everybody what's it? So, pilots do piloting checks.
Yeah, initiative rolls. Oh, this is 17.
I have got an 11 and a 31.
Oh. Here's hoping the whale got the 11.
So the whale is going to move nowhere.
Oh no.
Fool's Gold, what is your move?
Trix is going to heed Yeva's instructions and.
Oh, the
skirt
helm
around.
phase is also the time that the science officer can do things.
Cool. So yeah, Flimsy will.
Sorry to interrupt, Trix. It's just one of them where it's like you can choose which way around you want to do things, so you might want to consider doing that first.
Open a few panels to bring up some computer screens and engineering, like flip them down and bring up these holographic computers. That storm doesn't look very good at all. Can I scan the storm to try and work out what's going on with that? Is that something? Or
You can do me a scan on the storm.
cool. Is that the regular scan action from the?
Yes.
Cool. Yep. 26. I didn't add the +1 in from the computer.
All right, on a 26, you get to know most things about the storm. The vortex storm has a damaging zone. If you're in that zone, it will inflict 2d6 damage each round. Also, at the beginning of the helm phase, the Fool's Gold must make a piloting check. On a failure, the ship's speed is reduced by half. Its turn is reduced by 1 until the beginning of the next helm phase. And at the end of the current helm phase, the ship moves 1 hex towards the center of the storm and changes to a random facing direction. The Shard Diver is immune to the damage and effects of a vortex storm.
So Flimsy will have all these dials turning red and see like a little projected image of the Fool's Gold just spinning into the center of this storm. No, I really think we should try and lure it out here and not go in there, guys. Like feed the information through to your terminal.
DM, I cannot move the token or plot a course.
That's weird.
It's the storm.
It is
Right.
the storm.
You can't. How did I do
This
it?
happened last time, right?
Yep. And you'd think that because it happened last time, I'd know how to do it this time. So can you move that one around?
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Note to self, don't drag it from the combat tracker, drag it from the party sheet.
So I'm going to move 3 squares that way.
All right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 8. And then some more that way. And then I'm going to turn to face this way and go 12, and then turn to face that away.
There we go. All right.
Missiles
on,
should
don't you?
definitely be in range.
Yeah, the missiles are definitely in range for this round hit.
And then I shall evade.
All right. You do your evading.
Yeah.
Watch out for lightning bolts.
Oh, there's the nat 20. Ultimate evasion.
Lightning bolts evaded. All right, now we go on to the damaging phase. So, do. Everybody makes attacks.
I'm gonna say I'll hit the comms and be like, Jay here, Trix has lined us up perfectly. Launch the missiles and roll and encourage.
Oh, very nice.
The +1. That's a success. So Jahir will get a +2 on this attack.
+3 total.
All right. First of all, what is going to happen is the Shard Diver is going to... Why do I not see where I'm supposed to do these things from?
Is it my turn? I heard my name.
It was well, almost. There we go. That's wrong. Then is that number, and you see them smash into the side of the wild magic. All right, and deals some damage to the wild magic. Although I just remembered the Fool's Gold. The Fool's Gold, it is your turn. You can shoot. You've got a +3 bonus to this. Either encouraged you and was a success, and you've also got your ship's computer.
Go to me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Launch the missiles, Jahir. Pull the lever.
Missiles for
Sorry,
knowledge
I
here.
was distracted by this text thing going on the screen over here. Oh, sorry.
I drew
so
bananas
remind-
on all the missiles from the block.
Bananas. Who are we targeting? Who? What?
The shark diver, the big fish.
Oh, okay. Did it have an arc? I'm guessing we are forward arc. No.
No,
We're flying
the-
away
I
from
think
it or
it's
towards
hitting
it?
its rear, I think.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
shooting it in the butt.
You're shooting
Okay.
it in the butt, although to a certain degree that doesn't matter too much because it doesn't appear to have shields.
Okay. High explosive missiles, and we are away. In the buttocks. Ooh,
Yes.
24.
That dice took a journey.
It did. I was like, please don't be the 8.
That is a 23
Oh,
of a
jeez.
high explosive missile in its posterior.
I think we got its attention.
It only has 32 HP.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I was reading a very involved article on space Twitter, and yes.
So make me 3 D100 rolls.
Critical organ wounds.
There's a custom chart in this, and it's it depends on what you hit.
So cool.
Oh, I
That's
went
a lot
for
of
run.
damage.
That was a 2 and a 10. It didn't land in the thing, but it was a 2 and a 10.
All right, so that'd be a 12. The missile has broken off some of the biometal protrusions. Roll again.
Got a 93
There's
for the
7.
second one.
Straight in the brain pan.
No way, from behind.
Look, you're dealing with high explosive missiles that have a detonation zone bigger than it is. And a 59.
Picked a bad day to keep his brains in his butt.
Some of the storm sacks have burst and are deflated.
Sorry.
All right.
I know, it was such a cute fish.
And now everybody in the side of storm takes some damage. Apart from the storm diver. Ooh, that is the wrong way around to do that.
So if you like, that color went red quick.
There we go.
So if you're like, oh my god, they're gonna die! We're
We're
gonna watch the wild magic explode in front of our eyes.
Another
Yes.
successful mission.
Quite a nice looking ship. Maybe we could pretend it got lost. Add to our
All
fleet.
right. Start of the next round. Oh, we've done going. Roll setup. What is everybody doing?
Is it obvious? Because as soon as I finished the scan last time, I realized I should have scanned the wild magic to see what situation it's in. Is it obvious that it took damage this round?
Yes.
Cool. So Flimsy's going to go to whatever section builds this rope.
That would be engineering.
Engineering, cool. Okay, yeah. So Flimsy's going to see the damage, having understood what the storm does, and the wild magic's in trouble. Well, as long as they're in there, folks, I'm going to see if I can get something to tow it out with.
The thing is, to tow it out, you're going to have to get closer to it. You don't have a cable that long.
Flimsy's got a lot of cable on him. But this is space, so, you know.
This is space. Each one of these hexes starts as a minimum of a mile.
Got just about a mile's worth.
I think it's a mile. It's some ridiculous. It's very metaphysical when it comes to starship combat as to how big each one of these is. Because I remember in one of the campaigns, there's an 18-mile long ship whose token fits in one of these hexes.
It's held up.
All right. Nobody else changing positions?
No.
Engineers do engineering things.
Does we have to roll anything to make this tow cable?
You are going to need to make me an engineering check
Okie dokie.
to fabricate a hook and snag something.
I'm gonna grab the grab the model of the Fool's Gold from Jahir's room that is roughly the shape of a hook.
There's no model of the Fool's Gold in that room. So.
Here we go. It is
The
a
Oliphant.
27 from Flimsy.
27. The thing is, what you realize now thinking about it, I'm going to give you this because it's one of them where you won't figure this out naturally. This hook isn't going to be able to hook an entire starship. But what it is going to be able to do is hook some energy nets, which is the device that is floating around out there. Those then same energy nets will be able to allow you to haul the wild magic out of there.
That's the
Is that what
N
that
on
token is?
the map.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Got it.
I was wondering why the compass had a health bar.
If we can snag the nets with the rope, we might be able to tow it out. I couldn't make anything bigger than that. Sorry.
All right. Next up, we have the helm phase.
Watch
Watch out.
19.
Somebody didn't program this correctly. I got an 18.
Oh. So Trix has to make a piloting check to go through the lightning storm, the vortex storm, right?
Yes.
Can I encourage that check?
Yes.
All right, Trix. Flimsy says we need to get to the nets to hook it.
Oh yeah, hype me up.
Let's show us what you've got and don't get caught in the vortex.
I mean, we're gonna end up in there if I go in this side, this way.
Right, but don't mess it up. 31, you'll get a +2. Should have demanded. No, I don't want to. I would never demand anything from Trix.
Yell at me, make me feel something, Yella.
The shard diver is going to. It's going to turn. And then it's going to move.
Because it's got that bolstered maneuverability in the vortex storm. Although some of its sacks have spurted.
Things you didn't think you'd be saying today.
Oh,
And to mate with us.
he's got a Ramos.
Ooh.
Is
Think
going.
of that Star Trek episode with
Are
the
you
leeches.
going to try and fly by, sir?
I need to fly by because that's how ramming works. As far as I recall, I don't actually recall, but I'm going to get a flyby, which gives me a.
And fail.
I refuse. Okay, so that needs to actually come down. Oh, no.
If
There
you
we
blasted
go.
off some of its horns, hopefully that will leave less of a dent.
It's got to make this flyby check first.
And burst through our shields. But I am really curious about the star metal infusion.
Ignores
What
shield.
is your AC? Not your AC. the
DC is
flight-
21.
The DC is 21. That is a success.
Oh,
So-
wait, no. The TL is up because I evaded, but it doesn't affect DC. Continue.
All right. And also the evade was for last round, not this round.
Fair point.
Yeah, so it was just a DC. So that is a hit, which means during the combat phase, I get to hit any of my arcs with any of your arcs, despite the fact that we're no longer in the same position. It's over to the Fool's Gold.
Are we going for the nets?
Yes?
I don't know how long they'll last in there if we leave him
Well, the
floating.
missiles have long range.
Do we know if the missiles are affected by the storm? Or the whatever it is.
The missiles are not affected by the storm.
Didn't last time.
That's
I
how we hit
assume
you.
I assume we fly by the missiles to snag them, or do I need to stop next to them?
You can stop next to them. The range on the hook is not very long.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go away. Go away.
Do you want me to
I'm gonna
restart all?
stop there. No, it's fine. Let's just... Yeah, restart it.
Recircling it. Recircling it.
I wasn't looking forward to that ride.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Okie dokie. Make me a piloting check.
+2 for me.
Yes.
+1 from the computer.
Yes. The +1's already baked in. I'm just gonna add the +2 and do that piloting check. Yeah. Oh yeah, 36.
You're fine. You're able to ride the storm and just surf along the ridges to maintain your position.
You just hear mad cackling from Trixley. Open comms and cackle madly at the wild magic.
You're crazy. Get out of here. All right. That is the helm phase over. We've got the gunnery.
I assume the shard thing's still in missile range.
I believe the shard thing is still in missile range. Yeah, the shard thing is still in missile
Within
range.
10 hexes.
Yes.
Long range might even be more than that. But I don't know what our missile's speed is.
I think the speed is at least 10.
It's 9 away, even at
Yeah,
slower speed.
It's 9 away, so if it's only got a speed of 5, then you will have to double track it. But if it's less
Speed of
than-
12.
yeah, so fine, it'll hit this round. The missiles, Jahir, by the way, will always be within range to a certain degree. They'll just have to spend more turns tracking. And
Like last
each
week.
track
Yeah, the ones that
it
were
has
chasing
that
us.
failed to just lose tracking and drift off, which is how you evaded last week.
And we only get 5 per combat.
What arc are we going for?
Go for the
It doesn't
bargain.
matter.
Yeah, because it's a creature without shields, it doesn't really make any difference.
But our missile launchers are in our forward arc, correct?
They are, yes.
So I think it'll
Yeah.
be a -2 on this? Because we're not
Why
facing
would-
the creature?
I mean, it's a 23 on the die. I didn't think that mattered because it was a missile, it would just come out forward and then spin around.
You're absolutely right. Sorry.
Even with a 1 turn, though, it's still on 12 away.
Yeah.
I think.
I didn't even think about that. Nor did I see the
but
23.
23 will definitely hit its TL of 13.
13.
The 13 onto the 23 that you did. I think it's dead. Yeah, it's dead.
Hey.
His weeping as it
I
happens.
felt like we were going to leave it on 1 HP then.
That's why I had to double check the math. It's like, that's but yeah, you actually overkilled it. But because of the way Starship Combat works, they actually do get to try and hit you first before they expire. Come on. Oh, wait, no, wrong button. Jesus. Right, let's try rolling that one again.
Fairness,
All
you are
his deadly wounds factored in.
Yeah.
Ooh, 23 to hit your AC.
Hey.
Yeah, that'd hit.
All right. A 2. Adamantine. If damage deals 1 additional... attack deals 1 additional damage. All right. I was hoping for the number 4 on that. You take 5 points to your shields.
Oh, the shields! No! It scraped the shields up something rotten.
Number 4 on that, the Inubrix star metal. Ignore shields.
Oh.
See, that's what I thought the adamantine was going to do, but...
Yeah. Then the other 2, just for clarification. Abyssium, the attack inflicts irradiate.
Oh,
and
no.
the D's jet, the attack gains the teleportation weapon special property. Which entirely honestly, I was frantically trying to figure out what that meant for this weapon.
For a melee weapon, for like a ramming weapon, right?
A weapon with a special property is capable of teleporting entire starships to short distances. In addition to using a teleportation technology to forcibly disjoint enemy vessels to deal damage, after hitting an enemy, the gunner chooses whether to deal damage, as well as how to teleport the targeted starship. The gunner can move a targeted starship in a distance in hexes no greater than the weapon, no greater than the value listed in the weapon's teleportation special property.
That's cool.
So yeah, it would have
Thrown us to
hit
the
you
storm.
and just bounced you, just wherever it wanted.
Probably straight into the storm if we were outside of it.
So there's still we're still in initiative, by the way, because there's still the rescuing of the not the fool's gold, the wild magic.
Give it time.
Or you can't take my ship. All right, so everybody staying in their assigned roles.
An engine.
Well,
How
is there
does
any point?
the hooking go?
The engineering is done by an athletics check.
Oh,
Ooh.
I
Jahir,
could do it. Yeah. I was gonna say.
got a big
I
heavy
got
thing for you to throw.
And it must be done out of the rear cargo hold.
Oh yeah, it's got your hair written all over.
banana time, Jim. Banana time.
So yes, Jahir basically comes diving out of the turret controls and runs down the rear of the ship, meeting Flimsy along the way. Flimsy is already cycling the airlocks and beginning to depressurize. I'm assuming you're going to be doing this in your spacesuits and not just sucking vacuum.
Terrible out there. Yeah, we're supposed to kill ourselves instantly.
For some strange reason, you don't actually die instantly. It starts getting into this weird ruling of suffocation and resolve damage. But you're pretty much dead. Alrighty then. So at the top of the round, everybody in... Oh no, at the bottom... no. The top of the round, the damage happens. So for the last round, the wild magic took an additional 5 points of damage. This round, top of the round, Tricks, make me a piloting check.
What's the skill? There we go. 22.
22. You are good. You have full speed, and your turning is, as always, on point.
Oh, yeah.
However, the Fool's Gold as well as the Wild Magic take 8 points of damage.
Shield damage.
Shield for you, yes.
Okay, cool.
Right. Flimsy, are you doing anything in your engineering?
See if I can assist Jahir, feed him the cable as he's chucking it, something along those lines.
Okay, so
this roll
that'll
can be
be...
assisted or not.
I'll allow it to be assisted.
Okay, cool.
And yes, because of your skill set, I'll also allow you to do it via the engineering skills.
Ooh, very generous.
I am being generous. You might find out in a moment why.
Oh no.
Beware the GM smile.
Trix, are you just keeping the ship in position?
Yes, I think.
No. Okay. Rightio. So then we go over to the gunnery phase, where Jahir, you need to make me a athletics check to try to hook some of these. What did I call them?
Energy nets.
Nets.
Energy nets. There we go. So, first of all, Flimsy, can we get the assist?
I'm just gonna. It's a natural one.
All right.
Still over a 10.
For an automatic assist.
Okay, I wasn't sure on a natural one. Trying to feed the cable to him very badly.
And then I'll hop on comms and be like, do you guys have everything in hand? Everything going all right back there? Trying to encourage.
All right.
Wow, natural one. 13 is a fail.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, the radio is crackling something fierce now that you're actually exposed pretty much to the storm itself. All right, so with a +2 bonus, Jahir, can I have an athletics check?
Yeah, Jahir can't hear the radio on the air because he's just shouting, for a 23.
You just managed to snag the edge of this energy net, and you're now pretty much trying to get into a position which will allow for Trix to swing around the Fool's Gold and capture the wild magic so that you can drag it out of this storm. But
I think we're attaching the ropes to the ship rather than just physically trying to drag it on the back of the air.
I've attached it to the hull, it's fine.
You just see Jahir fly out the air.
The thing is,
kind of like, I got this.
The energy nets also help displace some of the effort, as it were, using that to propel whatever you've snagged in the required direction. So it's not just like a fishing net, but it kind of is. You'll be fine. You got Flimsy behind you. He'll hold your belt. Unfortunately, that was the end of this round. Top of the next round, everybody takes 7 points of damage. And Trix, can you make me your piloting check?
Yeah. Natural 20.
Natural 20 for 35. You're ridiculous behind the wheel. You know that?
Space pirate
you need to. Once this check is successful, Nick can easily be attached to the fool's gold, while catching the wild magic and dragging it to safety. To do so, the pilot must maneuver into the hex next to the wild magic, and then perform a DC 16 piloting check to snag the wild magic. You need to go through the hex of the wild magic.
Is this a new turn?
Yes.
Can Flimsy run to engineering? Is there a thing that reduces the turn angle as an engineering boost? I think
no,
it might be
it's
speed.
a piloting thing.
Oh, okay. Would it be useful to get more hexes anyway?
I mean, if Trix manages to snag the wild magic this round, a couple more hexes wouldn't hurt because it would move it closer to the edge this round.
Yeah, maybe seeing that the net scored will tap you here on the shoulder because there's no audio here. I'm going to the engineering. Don't go out that door. Run back to engineering and start trying to pump some more energy into the ship's engines, which is not a science officer thing. There we go. It's a success.
Nice. All right, now it's over to Trix.
Yo.
Do you want to give me the piloting check for snagging that thing? Don't forget, Jahir, you can chime in whenever. Not Jahir. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, do I aid now for the snag or for? Well, is there going to be another piloting check after?
There will be.
Then
There
I'll
will
aid
be.
now.
You need
I'll
to
aid
get
now.
out next round.
Well, let me encourage for this
Yeah.
one at least.
Yep.
Encourage me.
Trix, you're the best pilot in the whole galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go, 31. Take that plus 2.
Damn straight.
And yes,
So that's 23 then from me.
as graceful as ever, and Jahir, you've got front row seats in this. You see Trix get dangerously close, almost to the point where you could wave to the pilot in the wild magic as you skim by before the wild magic gets snagged in the nets. And Trix, you got 2 extra movement squares, by the way, because of
There we go.
Flimsy. And you are both dragged, or you're dragging the wild magic
Cool.
out of here.
Sweet.
End of that round, top of next round, damage happens, and Trix, you need to make me another piloting check so that you don't lose half your speed.
23.
23 makes it. Head math. Did I say you take 5 points of damage?
Last
Didn't say the
time.
number yet.
Yeah, at the top of the round.
This time.
Yeah, this round. All right. How's full gold looking? Are you running out of shields at all?
Not in any kind of way.
Fair enough. I just figured I'd ask, see how it's going, you know. All right. With 23, you're able to navigate and maintain your speed and maneuverability. I'm going to assume that you're leaving the storm vortex.
Can we park up next to the shard diver? Those things eat
Star
valuable
medal.
metals, right?
That has fallen back to the planet, now no longer under its own mechanical motion. This is pretty much on the gaseous layer of the planet.
You made the wrong call with that hook. Hook the wrong target.
We are on open comms, Flimsy.
We made the wrong choice.
Now that
Sometimes
you're
it
out
gets-
of the storm, and you are on open comms, You hear yeehaw! Now that's something I ain't never done before. Now I'm thankful for the rescue, but without a run of the star metals, I ain't got no cargo for you and no credits to pay you with. What do you say we use my old nets and some quick engineering to turn your elephant or whatever it is into a proper storm run?
Flimsy, yes, Flimsy.
I mean, we're not going to get out of this situation without having at least something to haul away other than this wild magic ship that's doesn't seem to be able to park very well. I'm happy to rig up these nets and see if we can get a better score.
Yeah, if you just drag us out to the edge of space, the wild magic will be good floating there for a bit. And then I'll come on over.
I mean, do we need the wild magic or this person to do this job?
We need their nets. And
Oh,
it'll be nice to have
we need their nets.
Yatraxo's expertise.
If that's what she's mainly coming over for, is like giving you a guidance and expertise. You don't have to bring her along if you don't want. You can cut her out of a deal entirely, but she won't tell you where to sell the star metals to.
And she kind of owes us for saving her life. I mean, she told us to leave her to die.
that's true. Maybe I'm giving her a hard time.
Besides, we managed to make a little profit trading on Gascar 3, but our last job was kind of a bust, so I'm happy to try it.
Empty cargo hold is not a good thing to be flying about with.
And Flimsy, you also know this is star metal. This
Yeah.
is the kind of stuff that dwarves get high on.
Both figuratively and literally.
That's why we don't need an extra share going into the deal here, guys. We've got it.
So yes, you drag the wild magic out to 0G, and Yatrax makes the small space journey over to the wild magic and is happily bouncing around. It's like, wow, you got a real fine ship over here.
Yeah, we do.
Let's get you away from the cargo hold, shall we, and upstairs.
I mean, why? What's so weird about the cargo hold?
Nothing weird about it. I just don't want you messing up the place. Come on.
Very
been hauling-
angry,
Someone
very
haven't
angry
cleaned it
deep
out.
Defrex in there.
Yeah.
Well, somebody got out of their bed the wrong side this morning.
Oh, I have to open my back door into a space storm.
And I do that all the time, and I'm fine.
It shows. Come meet the rest of the gang.
Yeah, I'm curious to know who's piloting this thing. I ain't seen moves like that in years.
Well,
Bring them up to the bridge, I guess.
Well, howdy, folks.
Oh, hey.
So
Turn
who's
down the
piloting?
music.
So which one of you is the pilot?
Definitely Eva.
no, I'm pointing at Trix. I'm not nearly crazy enough to fly in that kind of activity.
That's just a
Well-
Tuesday morning.
So you're the pilot then.
Yes.
I like you. So yeah, all we need to do is get the energy nets hooked up to the ship, and then we should be good to go. It doesn't take much for you to equip the energy nets to the ship. A few engineering checks that are largely inconsequential. If Flimsy doesn't get it right on the first time, they'll get it right on the second time. So we're not going to bog ourselves down too much with making rolls for that kind of stuff. The thing is, that's only part one of this entire process. Yathraxo gladly informs you of the entire process. It's like, first of all, you've got to try and scan the storm to find out where the star metal is going to be ejected from. Unfortunately, you need to get close enough to be able to detect these things, and during that time, we will unfortunately might be taking some damage. But I'm sure your shields will hold. Then, once we've detected it, we need to swoop in and basically catch it, much like we did with the wild magic and the energy net. So that'll be over to the piloting to get into position and catch it all. And then we need to haul that net into the cargo hold and just, well, dump it there. The other thing is we don't want to stick around too long because occasionally the Vesk do turn up. So I tried to keep this quick myself, but, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let's go.
I set up an ongoing scan for any Vex.
Veskarium.
Thank you. Yeah. Any Vex craft. The word left my brain.
That will be inclusive as part of the scanning for the storm. It's all just a computer's check, so I'll let you know if any Vesk do turn up.
I was thinking of
that pretty
Lex, the sci-fi TV show from the 90s.
Oh, Lex. Oh, man. That's a throwback.
Whoosh.
I remember it being very lewd.
Yeah. Much more than it's probably appropriate for me to have watched.
Nope. I've never heard of it, as far as I recall. Might be one of the things that will all come screaming back to me if I saw a clip of it.
I think it was on very late at night when I shouldn't have been watching TV.
He's on Channel 5 in the UK, if that's any indication.
We didn't get Channel 5 when it came out where I lived because we were in a valley and the TV signal just wasn't being picked up from there, so I missed out on a lot of early Channel 5 material.
You didn't miss that then.
Anyway, right. So this is going to kind of progress like a Starship combat round, as it were, with Science Officer, piloting, and then the hauling in, which is pretty much over to Jahir. So Yeva, each attempt of this, I will allow you to make an encourage action as standard to give a +2 bonus to any one of the crew members.
Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
I can do in the arcane lab. I can give Trix bonuses to initiative rolls, but I don't know if that
doesn't really count in this. It's more of a like the pilot needs to intercept these metal fragments as soon as they're detected before they fall back to the ground.
So Yeva will sit in the captain's chair and try her hardest to help identify fragments. Or at least we'll see. Maybe I'll try and be flexible.
Yeah, it's just one of them. It's about the only thing that the encouragement of the captain is the only thing that I'm aware of that kind of fits this situation. So, if you can think of anything else to throw in there, then we'll do so. But right, are we all set? We good to go?
Jahir, remember Betsy Mark II is down there in the cargo holder if you fancy giving it a whirl. It's set for dwarf at the moment, but you might be able to squeeze in regarding the cargo hauler we've got, which is very good at lifting things.
Fair enough. Did you leave the keys in it? Did you fuel it? Can I change the radio station?
No, not that last one.
Okay.
And it increases the strength score to 20, doesn't it?
Might be 18, because it's only a low level one. So I don't know what Jahir's strength is already. You might be as strong as his mech suit.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it increases it to 20, then it gives a +1 bonus. If it's not, then it's nothing.
I wear this entire mech suit to be the same.
Can Jahir and Flimsy
Oh, no, it is
in the
20.
mech suit
It is
have
20,
a wrestling match?
It does give strength 20. I do
Yeah.
apologize.
So, Jahir, you, just for the sake of it, you'll get a +1 bonus to your athletics checks.
Okay, thank you.
And you could wrestle with Flimsy, but I think you'd have the experience. You'd have the bonus of experience, where Flimsy would have the slight bonus of a little bit more strength.
Trix and I would have the bonus of credits by setting up a webcam.
Throwing in oil.
I just went two completely different paths at the same time,
Yep.
and I'm not against it. All right. So yeah, we got to go. And how about you do the scan for the star medal stuff?
Captain Yeaver, shall we make the start to scan for the star metal stuff?
Ooh, yes, I like the sound of that. Call me Captain anytime. Of course, let's get the move on.
There we go. It is a 21 from Flimsy. 22 with the computer's bonus, maybe?
Yeah, we'll be including the computer's bonus because you are on board the ship. And you managed to detect some of the, some sort of like bubbling under the surface, ready to be ejected into the stratosphere off the port side of the ship.
We'll star metal ho and kind of point in that direction out of the viewport window, using the rare instance of using one of the Flimsy using one of the bridge command decks, I guess.
All right.
Go full throttle. I can't do that yet. But one day.
Some throttle.
Always weird things where it's like you can't go full throttle, and it's like, of course I can. I just take this throttle and I push it all the way up to max. Oh no, not until you're level 6, I think it is.
Something
Or
like that.
12.
Flimsy doesn't trust you.
All right. Dibbity what's it, flibbity flob. We're over to Trix making your piloting check.
Oh yeah. $33.
And like the true space pilot extraordinaire that you are, you managed to basically just get it as this star metal just erupts as it's. There's a few shards that ding off the underside of the ship, but for the majority of the hull, it just all collapses into the net, and you are now dragging a load of star metal.
All right, reel it in, boys. Reel it in.
You heard the pilot extraordinaire. Reel it in, and I'll throw encourage back there.
Flimsy will elbow your Traxo. Like that's how you do it, you see?
32. Take a +2.
That's +3 total, yeah.
Yep.
And an athletics
Yes.
is a 21.
You would have failed if it wasn't for the encouragement.
Hey.
And yes, you manage, you're basically trying to contest against the storm as well. You know, the energy nets are providing you some modicum of assistance in this, but you feel the strain as you're basically just hauling in on this line as this energy net is coming towards you. Luckily, as soon as it gets on board the ship, the ship's artificial gravity kicks in and it all just kind of like piles down and into the cargo hold. So you want to do this again? All right.
Brief scan of the system, see if there's any.
I'm sure we'll be fine for at least another 2 runs like this.
Before the
Is,
Vex show up.
I mean, I usually
I
call
can,
them the Fuzz, but okay, the Vex.
Well, because they're so darn right vexing.
Hey,
Ah.
Not fuzzy,
go.
they've got scales.
Are we on comms? Like the Yatrax Resumin isn't on our personal comms, is she?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, if we've got
I mean,
helmets on.
I was thinking that they are on your comm line, but they don't have to be if you want to switch to the like ship's private comms. If you only want to talk to the crew of the Fool's Gold.
They're on push to talk, everyone else is on free comms.
How are we going to hide the fact that we can haul a lot more than we're meant to? Is this person not going to notice that?
They've not had a great look at the hull. They've not had a great look at the cargo bay. I'm sure they've got their eyes on shinier things than the layout of our hull.
Yeah, but when we've loaded 50 tons into a 25-ton storage bay.
It only looks like a 25 storage bay from the outside, though. As long as we keep them distracted, we should be.
Okay.
Okay.
I just, if we have to space her, just give me the nod.
Oh, I'm absolutely ready for that.
Do we know if she has crew back on the Wild Magic?
No, it's
Uh,
just
Soul Pilot was no.
Your Soul Pilot.
we could screw her over and steal her shit.
Free ship, free money.
Y'all are bad.
Flimsy.
You're not
like,
saying no, though, Yeva.
Yeah, it's easier to be like, oh, you guys are so bad. Let's be bad.
Like, oh my god.
Let's show her how it's done. Do some more runs.
All right,
Okay.
back to the top of the scan the storm.
There we go. So 28 from Flimsy. 29, sorry.
I keep forgetting I should really possibly review some of these DCs.
I think they're fine.
Just so that there's a pardon.
so we think they're fine.
You think they're fine? It's just one of them where it's like you've got so little chance to screw this up. For some of the roles, anyway. But yes, you do manage to find another brewing storm of ejector coming up in the distance.
Brewing storm of an ejector hole. Pointing again at the view screen.
Oh yeah.
All right, Trixie, you're gunning it for the next payload.
Let's go with another 28.
Nice.
And
Oh no, it's slightly better than last time. Yeah.
all right, you managed to catch this load also in the energy netting.
Oh, yours, Jay.
All right, Jahir, don't screw this up. And she's gonna roll and intimidate and demand.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Natural 1.
Oh, no.
Jahir, Yeva just took that tome with you.
Oh, she's so cute when she's like that. We can rough talk later. We've got work to
That's fine. Don't take your +4.
Yeah, you
So
only
just
got a +1.
So we need. Okay, maybe we might need more. 15. Although that dice did do some weird spinny thing right at the end.
15, you don't lose a hull, but you are struggling to bring this one in. You have a feeling that maybe you'll either need some assistance or something to be able to get this loaded.
Put the engine so that the inertia of the initial pull jumps it in. or
Float
something.
it
Or
into
gets-
the hole.
Yeah, although Trix has probably got more control over the engines than I've got.
Slam
Trix
on the
has probably better control over this. I mean, you could do it in theory with the engines, but also, you know, if you stop moving through atmosphere, you tend to start falling like a rock. But yeah, it's up to
Put us
you
into
guys.
full reverse and just kind of throttle it backwards.
Sure, make me a piloting check. All right, Jahir, make me a reflex saving throw.
Catch. Oh no.
It's a 7.
You will take 10 points of damage as this. You're struggling to pull it in, and then you know when you're picking up a box that you think is going to be a lot heavier, and it isn't, so you just nearly punch yourself in the face. Well, that kind of happens, very quickly followed up by the box punching you in the face as this haul of star metals just pours in over you.
Just after Yeva's been horrible to me as well.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. Could we maybe make that a bit smoother?
The pile of star metal, it looks like 3 arms sticking out of it.
It's got a face imprint on it.
All right. I think we should be able to go for another haul.
Run
I
a roll.
Might as well. The Vex show up or they don't, whatever.
I like the way you were all like, yeah, let's go for it. It's physically damaged.
I mean, they're on the bridge with everybody else. You've confirmed the haul is on board and in your face, but
Yeah. Jahir, you good for another one?
You see like a battered comms thing of him like,
alrighty. Flimsy, make your check.
15 from Flimsy.
Unfortunately, on a 15, you're not scanning anything. You are scanning, but you're not seeing anything come up. And just as you see something, you realize that it's the sort of like the after effects of star metal falling back towards the core. You also, with this, you're gonna have to try again, but unfortunately, just having to skim through the storm like this, the ship takes a further 8 points of damage.
Because we're spending longer inside, I see. Would our shields wouldn't have regenerated since last time, would they? Or?
I'm gonna go with no, because otherwise I'm never gonna get through these shields.
How many points is it, sorry?
That's fair.
8.
Yeah, you're never going to get through this shit.
Then act like it's suspenseful then.
Shields are fine, everybody. No stress.
All right, so make me another scan.
There we go. That was my bad, sorry. 21?
21, that is fine. There is another, as you pass over a site which you think was inert, you actually realize that it's just now about to bubble up again.
Bubbles hole. I'm kind of pointing towards them again.
Let them burn it.
So yeah, Trix throws it into a spin to turn around and pick it up.
25.
25, another great catch by Trix. It is ready.
All right, Jahir, just think about maybe we visit a spa and you can get a massage or soak in the hot springs after this. 20 to 8, so take +2.
Plus 3 total.
All right. And haul it in.
Hey.
31.
Nice.
It seems almost like being a bit bloodied has given you another drive to like, let's make sure this one gets in before Trix tries anything again. And yes, you have managed to like haul on another load of this star metal. All right, guys, we don't want to be waiting around too long. The vest could be here at any moment. It's usually good enough for me. We gonna get out of here?
We go for another one.
Anything on scans?
You've not detected anything yet. But you are aware that the storm is possibly interfering a bit, but you're fairly confident that there's nothing around. Even though you're getting ghosts on the scans, you try again in just a couple of seconds and it disappears.
Ghost of like an ultranaut or something. We've got the nets out. We've got Jahir back in the suit. I'm game if everyone else is.
One more.
One more, go.
One last job.
All right, but if you have to toss them back because your cargo hold can't take it, don't blame it on me.
Right. Yeah. Our cargo hold is so small.
We've got a few spare container areas. It's fine.
We got some Tupperware in the kitchen.
We like to use the holodeck as extra storage sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this thing has a holodeck. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You can hang out there whilst we're unloading the ship later.
Yeah, we've got this really cool program where we fight the Skittermander Rangers. Really cool.
I thought you were supposed to be fighting alongside them in that game, or have they changed it in the last few years?
No, it's the DLC.
Yeah. All right, let's make another scan of this storm.
16 from Flimsy.
You nearly miss it, but there is an ejector coming up right in front of you any moment now.
Okay.
Right there, right there.
One more, go. One more, go.
One more, go. Oh no. 17.
Because of the last moment nature of this, it's all like you overshoot it and it starts falling back towards the surface. You can flip it and dive after.
I'm gonna roll to encourage.
Nice.
All right, show us your best stuff, Trix.
Oh, shit, I got complacent.
Did you hear magnetize the boots?
17 failure. Sorry.
There we go, 34. It was enough. Yeah, but
You didn't
make me
need it.
believe.
And yeah, you managed to just bring this around and up, dive down, and snag it on the way down before pulling out to level out the craft. You're a little bit lower than you'd like, but you're gliding back up.
Don't pass out your hair. There's a lot of cheese.
Right, so +1, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a +1.
Yep. Is
Oh.
so close to a 19. Oh, it wasn't 19 on the die.
And you're again struggling with this, but you do manage to eventually haul it all into the Fool's Gold.
And away we go.
Away we go.
Oh,
And away.
No, this is. I'm not never very good at gambling. As soon as I make a little bit, I'm like, okay, let's get out of here.
Scans clear skies. Let's make out of here while we're safe and clean.
I like to gamble, but I'm still surprised you managed to fit all that on board. But well, anyway, so Now, for the transporting of this to my contact, we can't just sell this anywhere in the Vescarium, Euthraxo says. We did just break about a dozen laws, supposedly for our own safety, but we know what's really going on, don't we? The Gascarium? Don't know who they are. The Vescarium wants all this sweet loot for themselves. Anyway, I have a buyer lined up for you at Vatican Bazaar and Mirax. So, I'm thinking 30-70?
Traxo, we saved your life today, and we did all the work. Thank you for the nets and for the aid, but you'd be lucky to get 1090.
I mean, I've still got to pay for repairs on my ship. If I don't break even on this haul, then I'm going to be struggling. And you don't know where to sell this without some little more guidance from me.
How about we fix your ship up and we take a percentage of your future hauls? You know, maybe we could come to some kind of business arrangement. You know, we could be your silent partners, as it were.
Nah, I don't like making contacts in, you get too close to people and they'll tend to sell you out to the Vescarium when the deals start going south. So I prefer to stay independent.
Your loss. Flimsy, should I kick her out the airport?
I can respect that, but I mean, you've got to see that our ship not only saved yours, but did in the entire hauling of the job. You do have some information, but 30% now, come on.
Let's have a diplomacy, bluff, or intimidate check. I will allow assists from... So who's making the roll and who's making the assists?
Does this count as a trade deal?
It technically does.
Let me assist then.
All right, and Jahira, you can assist as well with an intimidate.
Okay, you're assisted.
Very assisted.
Is an 11.
Doubly assisted. It's plus
Doubly
4.
assisted. So plus 4.
Yeah. So 32.
Hey.
I'm not going fishing on that one.
We own you now.
You could.
You've got to take the second one there. So.
Right.
Not advantage. It's.
I do kind of like that in
games.
Starfinder, where it's like you can roll twice, but you must take the second roll.
It's the risk factor that comes into it.
Yeah, it is that one where it's like in D&D, it's just like, I roll them twice. What's the worst that could happen? In this, it's like you gotta think about it. I mean, you're killing me here. I appreciate you. I can't go as low as 1090, but 2080.
Why
think
not?
That seems like a reasonable deal. And, well, your ship's still floating there. Shouldn't take you too much to get it back up and running again. You'll be profitable in no time. In the meantime, you've made a good deal with some good, potentially future profitable allies.
I'll even give you some piloting advice.
I'll turn off the missile lock on your ship.
Don't fly into big storms.
That's half the fun of it.
He's got a point there, Flimsy.
But yeah, okay, so the contact you need is their name's Lyndall. He'll take care of you, and then you can send me my cut.
All right, Lyndall at the bazaar on Mirax.
The Vartiamkan Bazaar on Marriaxa. I will put this in a text message to you guys.
I think Chiron stopped working.
It's trying to put on an accent and then pronounce words which were not designed to be pronounceable.
Do we want them to come with us on this train?
Oh no, I stay here. I don't leave around here. If I was to do the moving around, then the desk might get wind of what I'm hauling.
Right,
I move between the storm. I take this to a warehouse. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that you caught me out here today, I probably wouldn't have even met you guys. I'd just tell you that it's in a warehouse. You go into the warehouse and job's a gun.
Well, no, you'd be smashed into a billion pieces and turned into worm food, but we get your point.
But thanks to you, Yutraxo, we've got 4 loads of
Yeah.
4 loads of star metal to take the Miraxi Republic. Am I saying that right? Miraxa Republic. And, well, I hope you have a good day. Put in a good review for us with Tarika. And we might do the same for you.
All right. If you could swing by the wild magic before I jump out, it'd be appreciated.
Kick her out.
I'll swing a by.
I'll do you one better. I will fly you over myself.
Ooh, very nice.
And take her out the side airlocks.
Then just drop her halfway over.
Make sure you're like when you're holding her, she's facing away from the ship, so you can't see the sides of the ship.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So you have a destination. You have a cargo.
We have a contact, Lindell. Are they
You
related
also
to
have
Lidl?
to pay somebody when this is all over, but that'll be fine.
I mean, 20%.
Every Lindell helps.
That means we gotta go to 20% of the cut each, you know?
We just need to drive up the price 20% when we arrive.
Try. But we have 4 loads, so I mean we're gonna get more than we would have if we'd stopped when she told us to.
So I book it.
You book it. This is another system. They're in near space, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So make me your 3d6 roll.
There's a cat head in the way of the dice. I can't see my d6. There we go.
You know how they
Yeah.
love dice. They always want to sit behind the Dungeon Master screen.
All right. Yeah, it is gonna take you 4 days to get over to the bazaar in the Mariax Republic.
Where's the...
All right. What are you doing during your journey?
Just gonna keep an eye on the inventory. And Flimsy's gonna spend most of the time just kind of gawping at this beautiful metal in the cargo
Try and
bay.
reorganize it so it looks like there's less than there is.
Spread it out very wide and thin.
You also, one of the things that you're spending time doing is actually sorting through the near radioactive blue-green chunks of Abyssian, the green crystal Noqual, the shining cicatate, and even coppery holoculum into their relevant piles.
Flimsy gets to combine staring at star metals with organization and sorting. This is the best 4 days of Flimsy's life. Like...
Yeva's trained in physical science, so she's usable here.
No, they're in size order, Yeva. Put the big one on that side of the pile.
Right. She just throws it with that one, like behind Flimsy's back.
Tricks, anything special for you on the journey?
Aside from occasionally, like, when I'm swapping shifts with Jahir for piloting, I'll go help the organizing of the metals. Help. Feed the Defrex.
Well, somebody's got to. Jahir?
He's a good space badger. You are.
I think Jahir is going to be checking in on the Mrs. Spudsy, checking in on the Zobin, maybe see if we can rustle up some special kibble for Mrs. Spudsy.
Oh yes, open. How did you find the storm chasing?
You go into Zobin's room and they're just reading a book. It's all like, storm chasing?
Never mind.
We didn't just do something illegal, did we?
No.
One of the family members on the Enterprise, where they're doing these like life and death things, and they're just in their room, not chilling. Kind of, they've got no idea what the life and death situations are in every day.
Just hoovering the carpet.
Must get this stain out. Cut to outside. Jahir's hanging off the back of a net in a storm.
Always one of them things which really bothered me about Star Trek. It's like, why would you send families on a ship like that if you're going to be sending the ship like that into situations that they do? It just seems irresponsible.
You're trying to thin out the population. I suppose.
Real middle management.
Alrighty. Does anybody want to make a culture check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We got a nice rundown of the Marik's Republic, but I don't know how much of that Yeva knows.
That from everyone?
Anybody who cares to make a culture check?
24.
$17.
25. So unnecessary, I'm sorry.
You always have to one up Yeva.
That's fine. You've been at this business much longer than I have.
A shining blue marble of vast oceans and lush continents, Maraxa is a temperate world to a diverse array of species, who all work together to create a free and prosperous world. As you come close to the Vataxican Bazaar, you all recall, because yes, the DC was just a 16, that supposedly a vast tunnel network used to be used to smuggle illegal goods that run under the main bazaar.
Huh. That's a thing to remember. Well, it seems like it would be a nice place to retire.
Maybe if we need to shift anything around, I don't know whether these star metals are illegal there, or at least how we acquired them. Maybe these ancient tunnels would be of some use.
Potentially.
I'm hoping it's all up on the level though.
We've got this contact. I mean, we park outside of the bazaar, and then maybe we try. Can we call Lindell?
You'd have to park, as always, in the starport. This is a city. This is, it's called a bazaar because it's where trade's going down. It's the main trading point on the planet, but it's not, just an open market, as it were. It's a massive open market, as it were. You land on the starport, close to the bazaar. There's very little in the way of formalities, and you are free to explore, look for your contract.
I guess we need to rent a truck anyway. to deliver, but we got to find Lindell.
Ask around.
Gather
the
information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if there's anything on this place worth taking to another world when we leave, maybe as well.
I'll cast some Charming Veneer and do a quick 10-minute gather information check. Walk around, take in the sights. If she smoked, she'd smoke a cigarette.
With the glasses back.
No. And roll diplomacy to gather info on a natural 7. That's a dirty 20.
You learn that, this is a place of pretty much general free trade. However, Maraxa law enforcement conducted mass shakedown on the bazaar, arresting anyone who imports or exports anything from Vesk 5, while offering no further explanation.
Well, she comes back and she's like,
You also find out that there is a rumor regarding a mysterious official who seems to be representing the Veskarium, who prompted for the crackdown, citing that storm running is detrimental to the Republic's relationship with the Veskarium.
oh. She comes back to the ship where I guess y'all.
However,
oh shit, there's more.
Dun, dun, dun.
the locals aren't entirely convinced that the official from the Scarium was, well, official.
Intrigue. Okay, everyone. Mixed reviews. It seems like surprise, that any materials coming from Vesk 5 are outlawed, but the person who has been outlawing them, sort of threatening the Maraxian Republic to not trade in these things, they aren't as legit as they might seem.
Did they say it was specifically from Vesk 5? We're out here in the Maraxian Republic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little specific.
Specifically Vesk 5. We weren't supposed to be even visiting the planet, right? But storm running seems to be detrimental to the relationship with the Republic.
Would we know if does the Veskarium have authority out here, or would this be something that's kind of stretching their reach to do this?
Make me a culture check.
I would guess
26?
it's diplomacy.
No, not really, but political trade and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't have any direct influence, but the Maraxian Republic are keen to keep the Veskarium on an even keel diplomatically because the Veskarium, they're looking to go to war. If it's with the Pact Worlds of the Republic, is all just a matter of diplomacy.
You don't want to make yourselves a target.
Honestly, they'd be better off going after the Republic. The Pact Worlds doesn't. Pact Worlds would care, but they wouldn't be able to retaliate in the same amount of strength. So, I think we still find our contact. Yes, but
Oh, sorry, Karen.
I don't. I mean, this doesn't change much for us. It's not like we haven't done illegal trade before. It just means our contact might not be as willing or comfortable.
Hopefully they've not been bought out by a secret criminal organization days before we were opt out.
Yes.
Sorry, we got overtaken by the Golden League. Who hasn't these days?
But what if... It'd be crazy if, the Atomid scale was, behind us or something, right?
mean, it wouldn't be too out there considering that they seem to be the buzzword around us at the moment.
I mean, unless they're like following us. No, I don't want to get paranoid. I will put that thought securely away.
I can try and find the best like smuggling routes on the planet as well. That's not going to be too hard. She says.
But yes, with a bit of exploration, you do manage to find a market stall, lindels and sundries, largely abandoned, closed and empty. This is where. Sorry. You first.
Would you describe star metals as sundries?
It's a front, Flimsy. It's a front.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
I like look under the table and like just have a rummage.
Yeah, by all means. Let's have a profession smuggler check for me.
Random inspection, nothing to see. Keep on moving.
27.
You're all just so like kicking around, a little bit lost as to exactly what and where you should be going next. When Trix, you manage to see a couple of people start like checking you out or around the stall, wondering exactly what's going on. You go over and make fast friends.
Hello, here's my autograph. Here's my autograph.
They look at your autographs and it's like, what you doing around Lindell's?
Looking for Lindell. For business.
Yeah, business around here has been bad the last few days. The law seems to be shaking everybody down. Maybe Lindell disappeared in all of that.
I mean, maybe, but where would a guy like Lindell go?
If he wasn't snatched up by the law enforcement, do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Think I might know her place, but I'm struggling to remember exactly where it is.
Oh, I hate it when memory gets like that.
Yeah, if only there was something to jog my memory.
Say banana tricks. Say banana.
I think we have some bananas. No, I think 50 credits.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is the case, but if you're not getting snatched up by the authority, there's other ways to disappear. There's a place not too far from here called Body Begone.
That is on the nose.
Yeah, it's where you might go if you needed somebody to disappear. I mean, bodies. It's more of a crematorium kind of place, but they might have news of where Lindell's got to.
Sweet. And is there a contact at this Body Begone?
It changes hands fairly frequently. It's got a bit of a reputation.
Mm.
Surely not body begun.
Well, fair enough, and I slap them both on the back. You've been a great help.
Yeah, no worries. I do hope you managed to find Lyndall. Have you tracked them down? Said hi from us.
I don't know your names, but will do.
And yes, you have another name.
So, guys, crematorium is the next port of call. Either
is
that
it
or the prison.
that bad already?
Oh no, it's like
Place.
it's like where you go other places.
I want to say Body Be Gone is the kind of name of a cover operation that Flimsy would come up with. Like, it's that bad of a...
It's really on the nose, yeah.
Body Be Gone. That's a
Mm.
clever name.
It could be
Yeah, it
Beg
is.
One. I don't know. It just says body Begone. So it could
Yes.
be Beg One.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely begun. Well, it's just turning out more complicated than we expected.
Right.
Maybe we should be a bit more careful approaching this place.
Looks like there's trouble in paradise.
And then Eva puts on the sunglasses. Can we spoogle this Body Be Gone before heading over? I guess any information on the internet's not going to be useful. But...
I'm sure it has great reviews.
How could it be anything other than a legit company? I don't understand where you're coming from.
My Aunt
So yeah,
Gretel came in and my Uncle Jeffrey came out. It was a good day.
Let's head over to the facility, huh?
Mhm.
if you want to make a quick spoogle, you can do.
That's a 19.
The intranet. Are they called intranets in this? They're not called intranets.
I thought
Space words.
info spheres.
Infosphere. There we
There you
go. Names. The Infosphere reveals that it's one of them. It's kind of more along the line of the cut rate funeral director. They basically are willing to come fetch a body, hold it for a few days, do a post-mortem on request if necessary, but ultimately they will dispose of the body within a time frame as required. It's more used for when somebody who's down and out passes away with very little in the way of family, than a more respectable funeral home for people who have family who give a shit.
It's a cyberpunk chop shop.
Pretty much.
I don't like that we're looking for someone and some suspicious looking peoples told us that we should check the chop shop for them.
Doesn't bode well for Lyndall, does it?
I mean, it's better than doing nothing and having a... What's it called? Full of star medals we can't sell.
Right. What's this place look like?
The city or Body Be Gone?
Body be gone.
It's looking a little bit run down, but it's not in a desolate state. it's had a lick of paint within the last 5 years, but you've certainly passed some fancier looking places, and it's not in a slummy area at all. It's just starting to get away from the main humdrum of the marketplace and into the outskirts.
In my mind, it's got like a big neon glowing sign. Animation of someone chucking a body through the O and God kind of repeats.
Nothing that macabre, but there is a sign. It's well enough maintained. It says body begun. The door has a contact number on it. And as you approach, the door seems to be locked.
They're closed?
Would appear that way.
Anyone watching us?
Maybe a perception check.
24.
No, doesn't seem to be anybody paying too much attention. And as you look around, it also seems to be in a bit of a black spot for surveillance.
Nice.
It's good to know.
Knock on the door.
After a couple of minutes, you see somebody shifting around inside. They look at you, you don't seem to be going away, and they say, "We're closed."
We got business.
I'm gonna cast Charming Veneer, so she wiggles her fingers and the shadows the shadows around her kind of loom up a little bit. This 13-foot tall woman, and she's gonna say, "We've got questions that require answers."
Yeah, and we're closed. What's your question?
We're looking for someone. She looks around. We'd rather not discuss it out in the open.
Make me a diplomacy or bluff dealer's
You wouldn't
choice.
want to draw any attention to your fine establishment out here.
16 diplomacy. It was a natural 3.
They spend a moment just looking you up and down and then... No, I think you can come back tomorrow. We're closed. And they start moving into the back.
What do you think?
Is the lock electronic?
The lock is electronic.
I'll nod towards it to the three. We're gonna ask them questions?
We're gonna ask some questions.
All right, make me a computers check.
There we go. It's 25.
And with a practiced finesse and a little bit of jiggling, you pop the locks.
The lock or the body?
And the door swings open.
We just slip inside and close it behind us.
The inside is a small reception area. It's fairly dark, a little bit dingy. Seems to be well enough maintained. There's not a layer of dust over everything, but you can look around and you see a few cracked tiles in the floor, a discolored ceiling panel. The receptionist desk seems to be empty. Almost, it's more of a place to rest, a tablet or a laptop, than it is a permanent station. You see a couple of doors going off into the back.
Do we still see the person?
No, they've gone into the back. And I'm assuming you've been relatively quiet about this. You've not just pop the lock and then kick the door open. You've
Ooh, we're here.
Jay's still wearing the mech suit.
Are the doors marked at all?
Sorry.
They just say staff only.
Cameras?
Perception check.
I join in on it.
Yeah.
29.
7.
29. No cameras. Seems to be very little security beyond the lock on the door. And that was secure.
Trix is just gonna mosey on in then.
Stealthily or loudly?
Trix is for going loudly. Like they want to ask them questions. They were just rude and wouldn't let us in.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they have working hours that we don't want to adhere to?
So yeah, as you move to the doors and you open it up, it goes into the back of this place where it expands out to the left and the right. It's probably about a good 10 to 20 to 30 feet deep before there's a couple of offices. There's freezers lining the walls, although it doesn't feel excessively cold in here. And there's a couple of tables for post-mortem examination. There also seems to be a curtained area off to one side. And it is then you see, more clearly now. They didn't really show themselves before. And your eyes grow accustomed to the light. You see a Dromeda figure glance your way, and then I told you we were closed. Go away before heading into one of the back rooms.
Please don't run.
Shutting the door.
That's not a normal reaction for someone breaking into your shop or place of work.
Dromeda?
Dromeda.
They're the Jar Jar Binks looking ones, right?
I mean, they look a little bit like this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're not dangerous at all. Look at that.
It's like a permanent startled deer look.
It's like Scooby-Doo got abducted. Bred with something else.
Yewa's gonna follow behind, and she walks to the door and she says, "And we told you we had questions that needed to be answered," and try and open the door behind them.
You can feel them pressed up against the door. The door isn't locked.
You're being rude to customers.
Can I roll?
Is there
Also, one of
Go for
these
it,
freezers are totally a hidden tunnel.
I was just going to say, if it's quite a small place, is there a back door that I could go around to?
You do a quick once around the building. There is no back door.
Are they afraid of us? No. Are they annoyed? Do they belong here? Can I roll a sense motive?
Let's have a sense motive.
It's a good shout.
12.
They don't appear to be annoyed. They just don't appear to be cooperating for whatever reason at the moment. Is anybody else the sense motive kind of person?
Yeah.
Probably better than me.
You were saying.
The 25 from
15.
10 from Jahira.
Worth mentioning.
I mean, it's worth mentioning. It's just, it buys me time. Flimsy, this individual seems petrified.
We're not with the Vesk. We're not with the people who apparently are the Vesk. Sorry, go on. I interrupted you.
And how am I supposed to know that?
We just told you. And we're being a lot less subtle than they would be. No, wait, we're being a lot more subtle than they would be.
We were sent here by...
Subtle breaking into this place is subtle?
Everything's still in one piece, including you.
We were sent here by... She looks at Trix. Friends of yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of my friends are behind bars right now, so
These
I'm
two
kind of disinclined to believe you. You're having this conversation through a door. They've not
yeah.
let you into the room, but
Do we look like Vesk officials to you?
if you look like Vesk officials, you won't be arresting anybody. Of course, they hired in freelancers.
For the love of God, I'll just get fed up and kick the door in.
Make me a strength athletics check.
Oh no!
Oh no, Jim.
I had one job.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
It's a sturdy door. You know, you stagger back from this and so like assess the door. Maybe you just kicked it in the wrong place, but you know, for the moment, they're staying their side of the door and you're staying yours. So let's assume that I believe you. What's it got to take for you to go away?
Where's Lyndall?
What's it to you?
looks
He's
Obviously a
Lindell.
lot.
She looks at the rest of the crew, shrugs and says, "We've got the cargo full of star metal that needs moving, and our one contact on this planet has disappeared mysteriously."
Make me a diplomacy check. Tricks, you can assist. Jahir, I don't think you can. That well, you know, the kicking down the door wasn't intimidating.
No, I don't assist. Diplomacy is not my strong suit.
There we go, 29.
Yeah.
Flimsy, did you say much in all of that?
I asked him. I told him that we weren't there to hurt him a lot. I was trying to be nice.
And that we didn't look like
Yeah.
vexing officials.
And that we didn't look like Vesk, yeah. Despite the fact we were recently dressed Vesk officials.
Yeah, but we were unofficials.
We were unofficial officials, that's true.
Or officially
Maybe-
unofficial.
Flimsy, you can also assist.
Yes, it's... Aye.
Okay, let's call that a 33. We just need to move the
They
metal.
open the door.
Ooh. It's got a gun.
The door in again.
That wasn't so hard.
So, I'm Lyndall.
Called it.
I was not expecting that. I thought wild goose chase to find Lintel. Well, hello, Lintel. We were sent by your Traxo.
Yeah, it's a bad time for you guys to be here.
It's always a bad time.
It kind of follows us around.
How can we help? Let's make a deal.
I mean,
Help you to help us.
And we'll get you some Scooby snacks too.
no racist.
I'm sorry. Ever since you said Scooby, I can't help but see it.
Unsee it.
I didn't say it.
You did, but Retro Ted did.
It's going to be difficult to shift star metals right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to give you a good price. Not even sure if I'm going to be able to take them off your hands. But we'll talk next week.
Okay.
I'll leave them in the cargo hole for a week. What are you talking about?
But the
That
camera,
they'll be
Scoop.
fine.
we're just going to uncomfortably sit in his shop for a week. Don't mind us.
All right. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I do hope that this has been enjoyable for everybody. I have been and will continue to be Kyron Russmore. You can usually find me here on Mondays, 7:30 p.m. GMT, running this. You can also find me over on my own channel, twitch.tv/Kyron Russmore, where I stream roughly 3 times a week playing a variety of games, currently playing through Pillars of Eternity and Alien Isolation. I think that just about covers me for where you can usually track me down. But if you fancy talking about TTRPGs, feel free to check me in and track me down on my channels, and I'll talk for hours. Flimsy.
Hello, I'm JStation64. You can find me on my Twitch channel, JStation64. Play on Thursdays at 9 p.m. UK time, playing No Man's Sky, where we are finally eking our civilization out of debt and working for an evil orb Solarian part-time. And then on Saturday mornings, 9:30 a.m., I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 as we are back on the story and everything's changing and things are going terribly for Batman Arthur.
Hi everyone, I am Crifu Bernal. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If you enjoyed what we saw here today, please join the Manapot Discord to talk about the various streams that are here. Check out the calendar and the link down below for the schedule. I've got a lot of TTRPGs happening this week, as I tend to do most weeks lately. Tomorrow I'll be over at my channel, twitch.tv/CrifuBernal, for my solo Pathfinder game, The Spear in the Sea. And Wednesday, Tadu Tara, I will be in the premiere of the Pathfinder 2E Wrath of the Righteous game, Wrath and Rolls, over at the Capricorn Cross. And then, of course, Sunday I'll be back here on Manapot for some more Starfinder with the Book of Bretheda. So please follow me on Twitter at Crifu Bernal to get all of those updates.
Oh, I'm Create Commissions. I do art things across various social media platforms, so check me out.
And I'm Retro Ted, and I play mainly older games. I should be back Wednesday afternoon, and we will hopefully be continuing our Baldur's Gate 2 playthrough.
How are you finding that? I know that you've just pretty much started, but it's one of the classic games, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. I was really excited to play it. I was kind of putting it off because I didn't want to take the wrapping off, but now I'm glad I did. So.
But yeah, I do hope everybody out there has enjoyed this, and we will be back next week from some more Fly 3 or Die in All the Glitters Explodes. If you would like to join us, as we are going to raid out to another TTPRG town. If not, I hope you all have a wonderful time zone whenever, wherever you are. And until next week, daddy bye.
Bye.